His movements captivate the world. Taehyung officially crowned Best Idol Dancer, ARMY moved to tears. ARMY. Whether it's night where you are, or early morning, pause for a moment from everything you're doing. Imagine a massive stage. The lights slowly dim. The cheers rise like waves in the ocean. The music hasn't even started yet. But your heart is already beating faster. And at the center of that stage stands a man with a calm, steady gaze. Kim Taehyung. That day wasn't just another performance. It wasn't just another schedule. It wasn't just another phantom destined to trend for a few hours. That day was the day the world finally said something ARMY had long carried in their hearts. Taehyung has officially been crowned the Best Idol Dancer. And honestly, many never imagined that sentence would one day be announced so clearly. Because if we look back to the early years, Taehyung wasn't the member most often labeled a dance machine. He wasn't the first name mentioned in conversations about flawless technical precision. He wasn't always the center of choreography discussions. He was known as the visual. The baritone vocalist with a deep, soulful tone. The unique personality with an unpredictable charm. But quietly, he was building something. Little by little. Without loud declarations. Without trying to prove himself through words. Taehyung learned to understand his own body. He transformed movements that once felt stiff into something fluid. He trained his facial expressions to align perfectly with the emotions of each song. He paid attention to the smallest details. The tips of his fingers, the direction of his gaze, the subtle roll of his shoulders with the rhythm. He didn't just memorize choreography. He absorbed it. Every song wasn't merely a sequence of steps. For Taehyung, it was a story. And he was the main character inside it. Think back to some of his most iconic performances. When the concept was dark and intense, his stare alone could send chills down your spine. When the song was sensual and charismatic, the way he walked, the controlled sway of his hips, everything felt deliberate yet natural. When the concept was soft and emotional, he moved like he was painting in the air. That's the difference. Taehyung doesn't simply dance to the music. He becomes the music. Professional choreographers began to notice. They spoke about his musicality. They praised how he knows exactly when to hold back. When to explode with energy. When to let a pause feel dramatic. Because in dance, the hardest thing isn't moving fast. The hardest thing is making movement feel alive. And Taehyung does exactly that. ARMY felt this evolution long before the headlines did. They watched phantom after phantom. They compared debut-era performances to recent ones. They saw how his posture became stronger. How his breath control improved. How his expressions matured. And every time someone doubted him, ARMY simply smiled. Because they knew the moment would come. When the official announcement was made, international media highlighted it. Articles spread. Compilation videos of his movements went viral. Even non-fans commented. He's always had a different aura. The way he expresses a song is incredible. Every movement feels like it has a soul. And ARMY couldn't hold back their tears. Because they knew this journey wasn't instant. There were times Taehyung felt behind. Times he had to work twice as hard to meet expectations. Times he may have asked himself, am I good enough? But instead of giving up, he chose to practice. Instead of complaining, he chose to grow. And now, all that effort stands tall in one powerful title. Best Dancer. What makes this moment even more touching is his reaction. No arrogance. No dramatic celebration. Just a small smile. The same gentle smile from his debut days. Simple. Sincere. As if, to him, the title wasn't about standing above others, but about proving to himself that he could grow. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. Being the best isn't about defeating others. It's about surpassing your past self. Taehyung today is different from Taehyung 10 years ago. More mature. More confident. More aware of his strengths. Yet one thing has never changed. His heart on stage. He always performs with feeling. With honesty. With love. And that love reaches us. ARMY. This moment isn't his alone. It belongs to every fan who stayed from the beginning. Who believed in him when the world hadn't fully seen his potential. Who saved every clip, every photo, every second of his performances. Today, the world finally sees what we've always seen. That Kim Taehyung is not just a breathtaking visual. Not just a vocalist with a voice that warms the night. He is a stage artist. A dancer who turns movement into emotion. And believe this. This is not the end. If there's one thing we've learned about Taehyung, it's that he never stops evolving. He always finds new ways to surprise us. To push beyond his limits. To reveal another layer of himself. So today, he is called the best dancer. Who knows? Tomorrow he may redefine what the best even means. Thank you for being here with BTS fans. Because on this channel, we don't just talk about titles and awards. We talk about journeys. About process. About unseen tears and late-night practices. And today, we celebrate Kim Taehyung, who once again proves that hard work, sincerity, and a deep love for the stage never betray the one who carries them with patience. This isn't just about talent. It's not just about natural charisma or visuals that capture attention in a single glance. It's about the countless hours no one sees. The rehearsals that stretch long into the night. The quiet determination behind every perfected move. The discipline hidden behind that effortless smile. Time and time again, Taehyung reminds us that greatness is not an accident. It is built, slowly, carefully, passionately, through dedication and heart. As long as he keeps dancing under those bright lights. As long as the music begins and his body responds like it was born to move. We will always stand here. Not just as fans, but as witnesses to his growth. As people who understand that every step he takes on stage carries years of perseverance behind it. Watching, supporting, and endlessly proud. Because when Taehyung dances, it's never just choreography. It's storytelling. It's emotion translated into motion. It's the way his eyes speak even before his body moves. It's the way a single gesture can shift the entire atmosphere of a performance. He doesn't just follow the rhythm. He becomes the rhythm. And that is why his movements don't simply impress the world. They don't just trend. They don't just collect praise and headlines. They touch something deeper. They remind us why we fell in love with his artistry in the first place. Why we stayed. Why we continue to believe in him. Because beyond the stage lights, beyond the applause, beyond the global recognition, there is a man who loves what he does. And that love shines through every performance. So today and every day after this, we celebrate Kim Taehyung. Not only for the awards, not only for the titles, but for the heart he pours into every step. And as long as he keeps moving forward, we will be right here, watching, supporting, and carrying that quiet, unwavering pride that only true admiration can bring.